What is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV today. It's time for another edition of the Weekend Wrestling Update. Eric Bischoff, the man behind World Championship Wrestling, the Monday Night War, and the New World Order, is in the same boat as the rest of us because apparently he doesn't get the Universal Championship reign of Brock Lesnar, and we are here to talk about it because we could not agree more right here and right now on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, and now available on Spotify, baby. It's time for the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
All right, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me, as always, is the world's greatest tag team, Thor the Sledgehammer, the official sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and the wrestling god of thunder, bringing it with vengeance and fury. And as always, my most trusted and loyal companion, the world heavyweight champion of all the microphones in all the world, Mr. Blue, the Snowball Microphone. Thank you guys for joining us for another edition of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show this weekend. Hope you guys had a great 4th of July. Hope you guys kept it happy, healthy, and safe, and that you're all still here to be a member of the Sledgehammer Club, which if you are not, hit that freaking subscribe button right now because you're about to enjoy yourself to the fullest as we bring to you guys the absolute best coverage in professional wrestling with a smile. Although we do not sugarcoat anything. We do not pull any punches, and we bring this hammer down on a regular basis. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss anything, because we got a lot going on. Just like today's top story in this little tidbit, we're talking about Eric Bischoff. The Bish is back, baby, and he's firing on all cylinders because he, much like the rest of us, don't understand what the fuck the WWE is doing with Brock Lesnar. This story is coming to us courtesy of Chris Featherstone at WrestleInc.com. Let's go to the official story. July 25th will mark 2 years since WWE presented the Universal Championship following the brand split. Since its initial presentation, names such as Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Goldberg have all laid claim to the championship. We all know that. At WrestleMania 33 on April the 2nd, Brock Lesnar defeated Goldberg to commence his first reign as Universal Champion and has yet to be dethroned. Currently, Brock Lesnar is just shy of 2 months from approaching 500 days as champion. The last person to hold a WWE World Championship for over 500 days was Hollywood Hulk Hogan, as he was the champion for nearly 1,500 days before he lost it to Andre the Giant in February of 1988 on that infamous episode of Saturday Night's Main Event, which we all remember so much. Although Brock Lesnar is accomplishing something that has not been done in over 30 years, he receives much criticism of his very infrequent WWE appearances. In fact, it has been approaching 3 months since Lesnar has defended his Universal Championship, as well as appeared on WWE TV to participate in a storyline. Since he's not on the card for Extreme Rules, it could potentially be a 4-month gap between defending the title, and his appearance for SummerSlam is at this point still not 100% certain. I don't truly believe that. I think that's storyline, but let's continue. Former Raw General Manager and WCW President Eric Bischoff was asked about Lesnar's current title run on Sky Sports' Lock-Up podcast and shared his thoughts on the subject, and let's go to it. Bischoff says, and I quote, "I'm ambivalent about it. I don't understand it. And I like Brock Lesnar. I think he's an amazing performer. He's an amazing character. As an athlete, I don't think there's anybody other than perhaps Kurt Angle that's anywhere near his stratosphere. So there's a lot of things I like about Brock Lesnar, but his presence in the WWE to me is almost a non-issue. I hate to say irrelevant, but the title doesn't really mean all that much. Look at this. Somebody who knows professional wrestling and sees it for what it is. Just like the rest of us. You can't fool us. We see it for exactly what it is. And a guy with a mind for the business like Eric Bischoff doesn't agree and doesn't understand what's going on. That's another key point that you could look at as proof to the fact that the WWE creative is just fucking out of their minds. And they just have no idea what they're doing anymore. Even Bischoff can't make sense of it. Let's continue. Bischoff goes on to say, Brock's character, the way it's being positioned, doesn't really mean anything to me as a fan or a viewer. Wow, just like me. I don't feel like there's any real focus on him or his title, so it seems to be a convenient afterthought more than anything else. No truer words have ever been spoken than what I have just read to you from the lips of Eric Bischoff. That sounded disgusting. From the mouth of Eric Bischoff, how can you disagree? If you're a fan, I'm a fan of Brock Lesnar. I have Brock Lesnar merchandise. I have shirts. I was a big Brock Lesnar fanboy. I loved when he came back and dismantled John Cena. But as soon as he took the undefeated streak at WrestleMania away from The Undertaker and everything that has happened from that point, I don't want to see Brock Lesnar any longer, especially holding a championship that has yet to gain any sort of relevancy at all. There is absolutely nothing that makes it special about being the Universal Champion. The only thing that will make it special is when you are the man to beat the beast. Now it actually has some sort of a connotation of relevancy. Did Goldberg make it relevant? Absolutely not. It was much better on the shoulders of Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens dropped it to Goldberg so that Goldberg could drop it to Lesnar and they could have this reliving of the past that the WWE loves to fucking do to us, just like we're getting Team Hell No right now. We had to go and have Goldberg, Lesnar 2 and 3. Cares? Nobody cared about any of that. When Finn Balor won the Universal Championship, despite how horrendous that championship belt looks and still looks to my eyes on this day, everybody was hopeful that he was going to bring prestige to this title. He was a great wrestler to have that belt on in its initial run for him to get it over. Get the belt over. You did not allow the belt to get over before you start giving it to this one and giving it to that one and giving it to an old fucking timer and 2 part-timers. And now we got this guy, Brock Lesnar, who doesn't want to fucking work. He's probably contractually obligated to a couple of dates a year, and he doesn't want to do anything outside of that because he doesn't give a shit about professional wrestling. And this man is walking around with our heavyweight championship. He's just collecting his fucking paycheck and sitting back and watching the madness happen before him. He has nothing truly to interest him. Maybe this is the fault of the WWE. Maybe he's tired of wrestling Roman Reigns. Maybe he sees what the WWE is putting in front of him and going, I'm not coming to work for that. That doesn't make sense. Write me something interesting and I will come to work. Until then, I'll see you at SummerSlam. Can you blame him? Not that I'm on his side, but really, can you blame him? Look at the state of affairs of Monday Night Raw. Why would he want to be a part of that absolute shit show? Do you have faith in them to book that championship properly? According to WWE history and what we see on a weekly fucking basis, what are we going to see? Brock Lesnar getting pinned on Monday Night Raw? Getting beaten by the number one contender to establish a new challenger? Because that's all they do. They don't have story. And the one story they got going on that involves Brock Lesnar, on the opposite side, involves the one man that nobody wants to see in all of professional wrestling. Nobody gives a shit about another Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns match. Brock Lesnar probably doesn't give a shit about doing it again. He's like, we did this like 4 times already. I'm not doing this again. Maybe he's slightly interested in wrestling Bobby Lashley, but why? Why would he even give a shit about that? Bobby Lashley is nobody. In comparison to Brock Lesnar, he is a poor man's Brock Lesnar. You know you understand the comparison. You know what that means. It's not so much a slight on Bobby Lashley as it is that Brock Lesnar lives up here. He's a super athlete. Bobby Lashley can't even keep up with the guys on the WWE roster right now. He had a fair MMA run. Who cares about Bobby Lashley? He did nothing. He didn't move the needle in TNA. TNA kept dropping to unknown depths. And it kept sinking and sinking with this man as their world champion. And now they want to position him against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam? Who wants to see that? Nobody. No one. I say if you're going to give the Money in the Bank to Braun Strowman this year, which was a wrong move, but if he has it, so if he's going to have it, the best case scenario is they can fucking book a triple threat at SummerSlam for all I care. Give me Brock Lesnar finally coming to work against Babyface A, Roman Reigns, that nobody wants to see win. Babyface B, Bobby Trashley Lashley, that nobody wants to fucking see. And then you have Strowman cash in. Nobody wins. Don't give Roman the moment. Nothing. Have them all beat the shit out of each other, and then Braun Strowman just come out, lay them all to waste, pin Bobby Lashley so that he will be the next feud. Not that I'm looking forward to that, but I don't want to see any more of Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar. I would much rather Bobby Lashley be the one to get eaten alive by Braun Strowman following his championship cash-in win at SummerSlam in Brooklyn. New York will go absolutely fucking apeshit, and that is the only way out. That's the only way out of this absolute despair that we as wrestling fans are in. And you can't say that we're wrong. All of us in the YWC talking about wrestling here on YouTube or wherever you're listening to us on any podcast around the world. They are all saying the same thing. So we are not the ones that are wrong, especially when you got a guy like Eric Bischoff coming out here saying the exact same thing that we are. Thank you very much to Wrestle Inc. for the article, and as always, we give credit where credit's due. This all came from Lockup Podcast from Sky Sports. This is another one of those things that absolutely made me furious, because you'd like to think that if Eric Bischoff was part of the creative team, there would at least be a voice of reason telling these guys, hey, listen, this doesn't really make much sense. We're not doing any good for the title. Brock Lesnar's a big name. He's fantastic, but this is not the best way we should be using him. He's a featured attraction. He should be coming in 4 times a year. I understand that. You don't have challengers that can stack up to stand against Brock Lesnar on a weekly basis. You haven't built anybody up to that outside of maybe Braun. The next person I could think of that I would even be interested in would be Lars Sullivan. Give me Lars Sullivan versus Brock Lesnar. He actually expressed interest in this guy. So that would be a feud to see. Maybe Brock Lesnar's swan song, maybe his farewell, is to put over Lars Sullivan as the new fucking beast of pro wrestling. And I would be okay with that. These are the good ways to use Brock Lesnar. Having him hold the championship and only coming to defend it 4 times a year, most of which he's only going to be 5 minutes tops. It's unacceptable. And what do you get when you have a show without a champion? You get fucking Roman Reigns night, like we had last week on Monday Night Raw. That review is live on this channel. Don't forget to check it out if you missed it this week. I absolutely tore it down. The hammer came down hard on Monday Night Raw. The hammer came down as well on SmackDown Live because Team Hell No goddamn is putting me to sleep. I don't want to see old things happening again. I want to see new things happening. You want to keep saying first time ever, but you're not truly giving us anything first time ever. So don't forget to check out all the reviews that are on this channel this week. We also crowned the first ever subscription box showdown world heavyweight champion. Go check out June's unboxing if you missed it. The absolute best unboxing show on the whole entire planet resides here on Sledgehammer TV. It is only available on YouTube.com because why would I show you guys things on an audio podcast? That would make no sense. So all of you guys listening to us on audio via iTunes, via Spotify, via Stitcher Radio, or my bitch Podbean, baby. You love it. You know you do. If you're listening on any of those platforms, you can't see that show unless you come on over to Sledgehammer TV. YouTube.com/SledgehammerTV. And each and every one of you bitches, don't forget to smash that subscribe button right now. You know you enjoyed this show. You know you agree with me and the Bish, Eric Bischoff. This man knows his shit. He knows what he's talking about, just like me. And if you don't want to miss anything at all that comes through these opinions and this mind, and I don't know what I'm even trying to fucking say right now. All I'm trying to tell you guys, hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell so that you don't miss a single episode. We have a lot of fun here. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with the Bish? Let me know down in the comments section below. Follow me on Twitter at Nick Nightmare is the handle. Facebook.com/The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show is the Facebook fan page. Go check that out to keep track on everything we do on this channel. Don't forget to take your sledgehammers out and bash that thumb. Not your thumb, because that will hurt too much, and I don't want my fans to be hurt. Bash the thumb that's on the screen that's pointed up, because the fonts of podcasting says A with 2 thumbs up, and you need to just hit me with that one. Let me know you enjoyed today's broadcast so that I can keep bringing you the absolute best in professional wrestling coverage right here on YouTube.com. And don't forget to share this video with every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world, especially if they're fucking sick and tired of Brock Lesnar. Just like we are. Don't forget to also check out, we dropped a story just a little while ago on Hollywood Hulk Hogan's theme song getting shit on by the guy who wrote it. You want to go check that one out because that was a whole lot of fun, and it is live on Sledgehammer TV right now. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is the wrestling god of thunder, Thor the Sledgehammer, the official sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, my most trusted companion, and the world heavyweight champion of microphones, Blue the Snowball. I would never sound so fucking good without him. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show Weekend Wrestling Update. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, baby! Yeah! Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.